Carl, it's good to talk to you today. The first thing I was going to ask you, I was just wondering, how did you first get into football, and was that the only sport for you, or was there other sports that you were interested in?
It was mostly football. I did play some other sports, like I was pretty good in track and field, for example, 60 meters. Was really fast. But no, it was mostly football. Mostly from my brother, actually. So my brother he's 10 years older than me, and I have really early memories from him training me in the garden. We were practicing diving headers, I remember. And yeah, I think this was when I was about 4 or 5 years old. He absolutely loved football and was playing at a decent level. So I just yeah, got into it, and yeah, I've been doing it ever since.
Do you think that helped when you've got somebody like your older brother that you know, you look up to, that you idolise, that you want to do whatever he's doing?
Yeah, I think so. I think I could feel already when I went into playing at maybe 6 years of age. I went in to play with the team, and I could already feel that I've had more practice than the other kids, and I was like ahead of it. And obviously, when you when you find yourself good at something, you want to keep going, and you think it's more fun, and so I think that helps. And yeah, also just watching a lot of football, practicing, and he like showing me how to do things was I think it was important for me.
And what age was it when you both realised that you had more of a talent for it than him?
To be fair, I was kind of a late bloomer, so I don't I don't even think I don't even think a lot of people thought that when I was 18 or 19 years old. So I was always a late bloomer. I I had very good physical attributes, but it lacked some other stuff, and I wasn't one of the best in my age group where I played. But yeah, I think in terms of talent, people probably maybe thought my brother was had more talent, but yeah, it's also about working hard and sticking to it, and yeah, it worked out well in the end.
You mentioned that you were about six when you started playing for your first team. What was your first football team that you played for?
So I played for a local team in Stockholm called Ängby IF. It's uh, it's not a great team. I think their first team is in Division 5 or something like this. But then, yeah, like I said, I was ahead of most of the players there in my development. So I moved to a team called Brommapojkarna when I was around 7, 8 years old, which is yeah, basically the best academy in Sweden. And they're it's been a big debate in Sweden about this club, because they like to pick the best players and play with the best players from a really early age, and it's always been like a bit of a discussion if that's the best way to go at it, or to just let everyone play and develop. But I think now it's in this time it's probably 6 or 7 players from this academy in the national team. So it's been working really well, and yeah, I played in this academy from maybe 7 to yeah the first team then.
So did you always play organised football, or did you still maybe take a ball out and kick about in the park or whatever with your friends?
Yeah, I love to play with my friends as well. I always played organized football, but yeah, I remember I was crazy about playing with my friends as well. I remember when the bell rang in school, we all just ran out and wanted to play football. Played until it started again, you know. So it's been a lot of football, and yeah, I enjoyed a lot to also play a bit more for fun. I never been the guy who's like standing on the street trying to juggle the ball or tricks or anything like this, but just playing games was what I really enjoyed.
You mentioned obviously talent is one thing, hard work, etc. You need that as well. Is there any one particular value that you think you were taught that's held you in good stead, that you still it's still really important to you today?
I think I'm not sure if it was taught to me or not, but I think one of the most important things is to always give 100%. So I try to live by that, mostly in football, but also in other things. But yeah, to always go 100% in, no matter if it's training, game, or whatever it is. So I think that's really important. And then I think the self-belief as well is a really big part of it, the mental side of the game, and that's something I think didn't come as natural for me, but something I've been working on a lot to really trust my abilities and to trust in myself as a player, and that's also really important part.
We're doing this interview in a part of Glasgow called the Gorbals, and it's always been an area where different cultures have come together, and which is kind of the same as the Celtic first team, I suppose. So I was just wondering if is there any one particular culture from all your teammates from the different countries that you've particularly enjoyed getting to know and experiencing?
Hard. I think it's more different in individual. Like I can't really say. Obviously, you can see small stuff like what food people are eating, or what some stuff, what people are doing in the gym. For example, the Japanese players might have a little bit different exercises and a little bit different what they eat and stuff than most of the European guys. And even I have different from many of the Scottish guys. But I wouldn't say like a very big change. But um, I think it's more the foundation of this football club. To it's really important in this club to give your everything, and I think and be very professional. And it's not for certain that it is like that everywhere else. In some other places, maybe you should go out and do some tricks and maybe eat what you want or stuff like this. But here, I think the culture is that you you're very professional, take care of your body, eat healthy, and perform every training, and not only on the games. So that's what I've learned since I came to Celtic as well.
Because the other side of that coin, I was just curious what part of Swedish culture have you brought to the dressing room that maybe people have embraced?
I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but I try to be to be as professional as I can, and hopefully someone maybe sees that. Try to be in in the training ground early, and not come 5 minutes before you need to be there. So yeah, just be professional, and I think that's it. Nothing specific that comes to mind.
Were any of the players in, were they aware of the Eurovision Song Contest, and did you have the bragging rights, the fact that Sweden won it again?
No, I don't think anyone has been aware of that, to be fair. I'm not even watching it myself, so
Yeah, maybe not the right kind of music for the dressing room.
yeah, no, exactly. I don't think it's really our type of music, but yeah.
You've been here at Celtic for a while now. Has there been a moment, or do you remember a moment when you kind of fell in love with the club and thought this is the place for me?
I think every time stepping out on Celtic Park, it's amazing. But especially, I would say the trophy days, and it's really rare to get to win stuff, and win stuff in front of so many fans and so many people in the city who cares about it. So I would say these days are probably the days I will remember for the rest of my life. To, for example, this year to the first cup, where first cup the title was a huge moment for me to beat Rangers in the final, to have my family there. It was unbelievable atmosphere, and yeah, such a good feeling.
Those are obviously memories that you'll carry with you. I was wondering, even going back to when you were younger, is there a memory that if you could bottle it and keep it that springs to mind?
In terms of like my full career,
Yeah,
one
just when you were
memory.
younger, yeah.
Oof. Um, Not really. Mm, I remember at one point when I was 15, 15 years old approximately, where I I had had a tough period, so I've been sent down to a little bit worse team, and then I got my chance to play with a good the best team again, and I remember just after having the chat with the coaches that was giving me the chance, I thought to myself like that I need to give 100% every time, and I'm not gonna come to training and just run around or be tired or lazy or something like this. So I think that's one moment where I really decided like, okay, I'm gonna give this everything. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but then at least I can say that I've done my very best, and I won't have any regrets. So I think that was an important moment for me anyway.
Obviously, in your career, it takes you to different countries and different cultures. What have you enjoyed most in terms of the local culture in Glasgow since you've been here?
I think just the football culture in general. The fans here are unbelievable. The city just breathes football, and everyone is so involved. I used to say, for example, when you're back in Sweden, you can see a little bit who likes football and not. It's usually the young middle-aged men, for example. But here, everyone loves football, which is it's so nice. And yeah, just the people coming up on the streets and want to speak about Celtic and the games. So I think that's what I've been most amazed by coming to this club. And I heard it was a great culture in terms of the fans and this, and a really big club. But I don't think I realized how big this club is.
And the other side of that is there anything about the local culture in Glasgow that either has surprised you or you don't understand, whether that's the football, the humour, or whatever?
Um, Coming here, I thought I would understand a little bit more what people were saying. So that was a bit of a shock. In the beginning, I was struggling a lot. Now I feel like I can understand 99% of it anyway. Um, but yeah, it's a bit different food culture as well, I would say. Like your fried chicken and fried fish and this kind of stuff, which I'm not very really used to. But no, the all the guys and everyone around the club and out in the cities has been like so nice. I think I have gotten a really good impression of Scottish people and the Scottish culture. So yeah, just really happy to be here.
When you first came into the dressing room, was there anyone? I'm thinking of the Scottish boys that you thought I have no idea what they're saying.
Yeah, there were a few. Tony Ralston, I was really struggling with, to be fair. He has a pretty hard accent, but there was a few. But he was probably or Greg Taylor, because he speaks so fast and so much. I remember in the beginning, if I was sitting having lunch with 3 4 Scottish boys, it was so easy to just switch off. When they're speaking to each other. When they're speaking to me, they're at least trying to speak a bit slower and this. But I remember it was impossible to understand, and it was like a new language. But yeah, like I said, now I feel like I understand almost all of it. So yeah.
And are there any? Do your friends back home, your family, hear little bits of Glaswegian in your accent and what you say?
I think I'm still sticking with the Sweden English actually. I don't know what you think, but I think I don't speak too much of a Glasgow accent. I can maybe put in some words here and there, but
Yeah. just stick to what you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Last question I was going to ask is, when you think of where you are now in terms of your career, is there any one person that was really pivotal in helping you get to that position, whether it was a coach or your parents or whoever, that it was really the key to getting you to this position now?
It's so many. To be fair, I can probably name 3, 4 coaches and my family. My parents, obviously, they never pushed me in any way. But they always were so supportive, and my mom always thought I had a good game, even though I played really bad. So they were always there to support me, getting me through 2 trainings and home again. Uh, my brother as well, which he's still like a person I speak a lot to about football. So I think he's probably the person who knows me best as a player. He watches all my games 2, 3 times, and is only watching me. So, and then trying to help me to maybe develop something or this. So yeah, that's all my family, I would say.
Because I was wondering, you were saying when you were a wee boy playing in the garden with your brother. I wonder now if he's telling people I taught him everything he knows.
No, he's actually a pretty modest guy, so I don't think he does that. But he's still, the nice thing to see is that he still tries to help me so much, and he knows a lot of football, and he's really really clever. But he's not in the football bubble, so sometimes it can be good to get a different perspective on things. So yeah, I'm really thankful for his help.
That's great, Carl.
Okay,
Thanks very much.
thank you.